So, lads, there's not going to be a 2026 WNBA season. There's just not going to be one.
So what you just heard, that's not an exaggeration. That's a content creator who is 100% convinced the WNBA is going to be gone in 2 years. And before you just write it off as some kind of clickbait nonsense, you really need to hear what just went down behind the scenes. The WNBA ownership group slid an offer across the table that would literally make their league the highest paid women's sports league on the entire planet. We're talking a 500% jump in max salaries, minimum deals that are bigger than what most players in the unrivaled league are making, and an average salary of $500,000 a year. The Players Association's response? They called a slap in the... Let's really put those numbers into perspective, because this is where the whole thing starts to sound crazy. Right now, the max contract in the WNBA is about $240,000. This new deal, it would launch that all the way up to around $1.2 million. That isn't just a small raise to keep up with inflation. This is a complete overhaul of their whole financial system. Just for some context, the NWSL, the Women's Soccer League, their salaries are capped at $300,000. The WNBA's proposed average salary would be way more than that. The proposed minimum salary would be higher than what every unrivaled player is making, except for maybe 5 of them. This was not some cheap, lowball offer. This was ownership looking at all this new energy and saying, all right, we're going all in. And what did the Players Association do? They basically refused to even have a real conversation about it. And you know what makes this whole thing just so unbelievable? 16 months ago, just 16 months, Breanna Stewart said her dream was to one day make $1 million playing basketball. That's how new this is. The idea of $1 million WNBA salary was something to shoot for, not something you expected, and the league just handed her that dream on a silver platter. But the union she's a part of basically said it's not even a starting point for a real talk. Just think about the overseas money for a minute. Diana Taurasi is pretty much the only player in league history to ever make $1 million a year. Maybe 3 players over in China are getting that kind of money right now. This proposed WNBA deal would create dozens of players earning 7 figures. This isn't just a step forward. It's a massive jump. So why on earth would the players just shoot it down in public instead of at least talking about it privately? The whole power play here is really something else, because it seems like the WNBPA thinks they have way more leverage than they actually do. Yeah, Caitlin Clark brought in record TV ratings. Sure, attendance was way up all over the league. And yes, merch sales went through the roof. But here's the tough truth they might not want to hear. The way the league is owned, more than half of the owners would probably rather just shut the whole thing down than lose a bunch of money on a bad CBA deal. I'm talking 58% of the teams are owned by people who see this as a business, not just a fun side project.